Good evening, everyone. It's me, Drive Ghost, and welcome back to this. So, a couple days ago, I made a video talking about Bardock versus Omni-Man, and that video was definitely not my best work. I kind of misrepresented what the video was supposed to be. I'll explain in more detail in, the next page, but there were some misconceptions that were almost entirely my fault, so I figured I would make this video to clear up some things, and I have now watched at least the post-analysis of the fight, the original video, so I now know their major talking points regarding why they think Omni-Man wins, so I think I can debunk that more thoroughly, and hopefully this video will make up for the other one, so let's get right into it. So, right off the bat, something that I wasn't really very clear on in the video or in the pinned comment of that video was that the purpose wasn't to debunk the video itself. It was more so to debunk the idea that Omni-Man could defeat Bardock, and then give commentary on the state of Death Battle as a whole. My goal was more so just, I don't need to watch the video to know Bardock wins, but me calling it, Death Battle Debunked definitely didn't help that. That's on me. I kind of misrepresented what the video was supposed to be unintentionally. I just didn't think it was that big a deal. I wasn't really thinking about it. So I do apologize for that, misrepresenting the video. But like I said before, I've now watched at least the post-analysis, so I know their points and I know I can debunk them to the best of my ability. I'm not like a scientist, I'm not good with math and stuff, but I think I can at least, take down these points. So for starters, they admit that Bardock scales way faster than any Viltrumite feat, a point they seem to kind of brush aside. I originally actually thought that Omni-Man took travel speed, but not combat speed, but according to their calculations, he's way faster, so that's another mistake I made, which they actually got right, so I don't got much room to talk about them getting stuff wrong, do I? They also go through a lot of hoops to say Omni-Man takes strength, using a lot of assumptions that just aren't proven. To my knowledge, I haven't read the original comics, and I didn't know about this feat beforehand, and I don't really have time to research at the moment because of something going on that I'm not going to talk about. But to my knowledge, the solar disk beam was never used on Omni-Man or a relative Viltrumite. And even then, back in Dragon Ball, Master Roshi with a power level of probably less than 1,000, considering he was in all likelihood way weaker than Raditz. Back then, Roshi was able to completely obliterate the moon with his full power Kamehameha. Bardock's power level is 10,000, and that could potentially make him closer to star level, maybe not at star level, but close to star level, considering how power levels work, as we've seen that power levels with gaps that are less than double seem monumental. Like, we see, Vegeta versus Raccoon, Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz. The gaps in the power levels for a lot of fights were not double, but seemed double or more in terms of sheer power. So it's not like he has twice the number, so he's twice as strong. Excuse me, I'm very sorry, I just burped there. It's like, double the number doesn't mean twice as strong, it typically means much more than that. Maybe power levels scale logarithmically or something? But the point is, he is way above planet level, with a power level of 10,000. Add a Zaro or Super Saiyan on top of that, Bardock is easily above star level, especially since a 50 times boost would make his power level 500,000, which is close to First Form Frieza, who can definitely be scaled above star level. And there's also potential that Bardock could use both Zaro and Super Saiyan at once and stack the multipliers, but that's kind of hearsay because we haven't seen it outside of GT, and Bardock wasn't even the one who did it, so... And I know in the video I saw they had Omni-Man rip his tail off, which is, kind of bullshit, but... potentially he could do that, but there's no proof of that, so I'm not using that in the argument. I'm just bringing that up, that potentially he could do that. Now, they do bring up advantages that I do believe he has. Omni-Man, that is. But I don't think they matter enough. They are correct in saying that Omni-Man takes stamina and experience. I myself said that he takes experience, though I neglected to bring up stamina. But those hardly matter when Bardock simply outclasses him in speed, durability, and raw power. And his limited ki doesn't really matter when we saw Goku, exhausted and pretty heavily injured from fighting Frieza, still fought against his full power for an extended period of time, so Super Saiyan's drain isn't that intensive as they're making it seem. Especially to someone like Bardock, who's been fighting and going all out for years. Yeah, Goku's been training a lot too, but, Bardock is... The way Saiyans train is way different. And they're fighting, almost constantly, so I imagine his stamina would have actually been better than Goku's. So he would probably be able to handle Super Saiyan even longer than Goku did on Namek. And considering Omni-Man would struggle to damage Bardock, it's unlikely his limited energy would be that much of a detriment. It's like, oh, this guy, his energy drains pretty fast, but he has, I can't even damage him, so I guess that's not gonna matter much, is it? And the smart atoms that I didn't know about before, this actually helped me learn about those. They aren't gonna help much, though. They may help him adapt to being attacked with ki. We have seen Omni-Man get hit with, lasers before, both in the show and in the comics, but he's not Doomsday. Yeah, they'll help him adapt to, tank them better, but smart atoms didn't help him against Thrag. Either of the 3 times they fought. Showing that a drastic difference in power, or relatively similar levels of power, simply override that part of Viltrumite anatomy to an extent. It obviously doesn't, completely negate it, but the point is, clearly the adaptation is not that great. I mean, we still see, Mark and Omni-Man get their asses absolutely whooped by people much stronger than them. So, clearly it doesn't help as much as they're trying to make it seem. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to talk about. Again, I'm sorry for misrepresenting things. I hope this video helps to get it correct. I'll endeavor to do better in the future. Try to make myself, a reliable source for things, but then I do crap like that video. It doesn't really help. But anyway, I hope this video makes up for it, clears up some stuff. I hope this is a better debunking video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.